Hello, hello. Thank you for joining me today. I do have a topic I want to talk about, and it's about building your business on a solid foundation. But before I dive into that, I just want to touch on prepping yourself for Thrive Palooza. And I do not mean prepping yourself to pack and be there. Whether you are present or watching from afar, this is a really big week for your business because this is a big week for our company. So I know not everyone can be there in person. And I'll just give you my 2 cents on that really quickly. I have seen people go to Thrive Palooza and it literally changed their life and business. I've also seen people go to Thrive Palooza and literally check out of their business in the middle of it and never see them again. So if you're there, wonderful. If you can't, wonderful. Either way, you're still in business. So what I want you to think about this week, a lot of people will be traveling on Thursday. So if you aren't one of those people, maybe reach out, like look at the different Zooms lists and things like that that you normally take part in and see, is there something that you could step up to the plate and volunteer with? Maybe because you're not traveling, could you be the liaison for your team? There's lots of opportunities to get super involved with Thrive Palooza without physically being there. Friday is going to be the first day of breakout sessions for everyone that is in attendance, which means there's going to be lots of education and golden nuggets and all that jazz happening. It also means there should be a significant amount or increase in social media activity as far as stories goes. So keep an eye out. Follow. This is the one time I'm going to tell you, follow your Thrivers. See what's happening. See what's going on. Be in the know. Also, make sure you're following Lavelle on Instagram because they will for sure be tracking all the highlights and every step of it. Friday night is our kickoff party. I don't anticipate any announcements for sure on Friday night, but I also wouldn't put it past them to throw out a little golden nugget, because if you're at the party on Friday night, you bought a 2-day ticket, and they may do something special for people that bought the 2-day ticket. I don't know. But so again, eyes open, eyes on the interwebs, eyes on the team pages, things like that. And then Saturday is the day where everyone will be together in the big room. What time is the party? That's a great question. I don't know if I know that for sure. I will find out. It's probably written down somewhere. So I will let you know though. I want to say it's usually 7 at night, but that's a guess at this point. On Saturday, that's like the big day where we're all together. That's the day that Lindsay Dickens, Rossler, sorry, she will forever be Lindsay Dickens in my mind. Lindsay's actually going to get to be on stage, which is this is a huge moment for her. So I'm going to ask you guys very strongly to please say a prayer for Lindsay right now, because her mom just went into surgery. Gigi has another blood clot, and we need Gigi to get well. And we need Lindsay to get out of Texas. Well, get out of Texas and go to Denver so that she has her moment. She has prayed for this moment. She has worked for this moment. And I know a lot of us here on the team feel like we are part of this moment with her, that she's made it to the stage. So please put all your prayer warriors, put your hats on, and get to praying big time for Miss Gigi. She should have just be rolling into surgery. So sorry, I got sidetracked. But so Saturday is a big day. Saturday is for sure 1,010% for sure the day that there will be things announced. What all is going to be announced? I wish I knew. It could be anything from getaways to new products. Could be changes in comp plans. Who knows? Thrive Palooza is the #1 event for the company Lavelle, which is who we represent. So again, if you're not going to physically be in Denver, that's okay. Thanks to technology and these handy little black boxes that we carry with us everywhere, you can be in Denver. But it's just, this is a really big time to drink the Kool-Aid, get excited, like really be in the moment and paying attention to all the stuff that's going to happen, because this is an event that they plan for all year long. Thrive Palooza is not a half thought out, let's just get together and give people 200K signs for the first time. There are fun moments like that, but this is a highly planned event. And if you guys have read Jason Camper's book, if you haven't, please do. But if you have read it, you'll understand he is passionate to the core about constantly keeping this company moving and exciting and in the know and ahead of the game. And so this is his big event to do that every year to bring out what they're working on. I mean, obviously there's a skincare thing coming. There is some sort of, and again, I'm saying all this based on the things we've been told. Do I know it'll actually happen at Thrive Palooza? I don't know that for a fact, but there is a women's mood support, hormonal support product supposed to be coming out. 400K, 600K, those were things talked about. There was a whole conversation on a call recently, and I can't remember exactly how it was worded, but basically that, everyone's calling this bonus season and they can appreciate that. But I got the impression that these rank up bonuses may possibly be continuing past April. So maybe that is something they'll talk about. And again, this is all hearsay. We won't know for sure until the weekend, but I just wanted to cover that because I know that it can be disappointing not to get to go. But for those of you that have been, it is such a semi-chaotic environment that when everything is coming at you, sometimes I almost wish I was sitting in another room just getting the updates because then I could be processing it a lot easier for my brain. So just heads up, get excited for the people on your team who are going to get to be there, edify the people that are going, because remember, anytime the company does something wonderful and fabulous, whether you're there or not, it's your business. So they're doing something wonderful and fabulous for you. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on Thrive Palooza. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, the biggest advice I have is, thank you, Sam, is to take it seriously and focus. Be where you should be when you should be. Don't be in the hallway hanging out. Okay, I'm so glad you said that. Yes, and maybe we'll just talk to the people who are actually going. But yeah, Thrive Palooza, I've said it a million times. It's not a slumber party. It's not a getaway. This is your company's business conference. So you'll actually, it's really sad. You'll actually hear people ask people to be quiet so that they can hear. You'll actually sometimes hear Paul and Jason asking people to be quiet so that they can talk. That's not what we go for. We go to learn about the company, learn about the product, be around that Thrive energy, get reinvigorated. So yes, 1,000%. Leave your family drama at home, leave your team drama at home if there's anything there. Only go to Palooza to be at Palooza for your company. Sandra says, don't expect someone to save you a seat. Yes, represent Dream Team. Yes, let's be classy and a little bit sassy. Just kidding. Okay, all right. So what I want to do is just, normally for like a Zoom, I prep and I have notes and I have these things. I'm just going to have a heart-to-heart with you guys because last week, Susan Kaufman had sent out a message to some people and said, hey, send me a message and tell me what it is you want from your business. And I just remember reading that and being like, that's like a huge question. What do you want from your business? And it could go in a million different directions. But basically what I communicated back to her, and I want to explain it and make sure that everybody understands what I'm talking about and just where I am in my life with this business. I wrote her back and said that I felt like when I first started this business, I built it on sand. And my goal right now is to build this business in concrete. And so when I think back to starting this, first of all, I did not want a business. I just wanted to thrive and feel good, right? So with that mindset, when I got 2 customers, so I was starting to get mine for free. Then I was like, well, shoot, I'll be a promoter, get some extra money. So then there was like the VIP stage where I just signed anybody up and everybody up. And if they wanted something, they could be a promoter. Like I just literally checked in the boxes of the VIP. So I got the bonus. That was fun. And then I was like, at the time we had the iPad bonus, not the Maui Gym. And I knew that it was actual cash, not an iPad. And I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. So again, check some boxes, flip some, I don't even remember, it so long ago, but I know I checked some boxes and got it done and hit the VIP and I was like, or hit the iPad. And I was like, oh, cool, sweet. Still to this day, the giant computer screen that I do all of my work on is from that iPad bonus. I spent that money on that. And then it got to be literally, it kind of turned into a joke / hope. But Tom would be like, how long are you going to sell these vitamins? And I'm like, I don't know, I guess enough to get a car. I don't know, we'll try to get a car. Like, so that is literally how I built this business. I had another business to run. I had a full-time gig. This was just fun. And I think we should all have fun. Then I got a taste of traveling with the company, and you better bet that anytime a trip came out, I did everything and anything it took to get on that trip. And if that meant taking a super duper great, fabulous customer and flipping them to promoter, giving them some crazy awesome deal, I did it. It got me on the trip. However, all of those have fun doing the loopholes, yada, yada, yada. This is now my full-time job. And not only do I not want to have to live on the edge of loopholes don't provide you with a consistent income. And I want this to be a consistent income. And so what I'm hoping to share from this is whether you've been in this business for a long time with me, or maybe your brand spanking new, all of the perks that this company has to offer are freaking amazing. So right now, rank advance bonuses, right? Those are all amazing. I just want everyone to really think through their steps in their business to reach a perk based on the long haul. Because here's the thing, this company is going to be here for a really long time. They've already, like, I know it's hard to think about that because it's been, I think, 11 years now they've been in business. They are just the baby of the baby of the baby, and they're constantly evolving. We're constantly in the black, which is where business needs to be. So it's not going anywhere. So if you truly want to sink your teeth into this, I want you to really start thinking, and this is what I remind myself on the daily, because you guys, I get the whole like, I want to be on the leaderboard. I want to go on this trip. I get that. Like, I cringe to think about not qualifying for something. But I also don't want to look at a paycheck that's really great during a bonus season and then crappy every single day. I want a paycheck that is always thebomb.com. So I just want you guys to think about that. I know it's tempting. And also, I mean, in my defense, we were at one time taught to do all the loopholes to build this business, and it built it, but it didn't sustain it. And that's where I want to kind of wrap this little bow on this, is that having fun and building the business can be, and you guys all know this, especially with a new thriver, when somebody is brand new and they are so excited, it is so much fun to build this business. After that point, it's a matter of sustaining it. And so that's where I really want for me to focus on constantly talking to people who need to feel better, constantly talking to people who need a second income, constantly talking to people who are stressed beyond the gills. Like, when I think back to who I was before Thrive, that's who I'm qualified to talk to. I am super qualified to talk to a self-employed entrepreneur who is stressed out of her eyeballs, who is literally paying Peter to pay Paul, or stealing from Peter to pay Paul so that she can do all the things so she can stay in business. That's the person I am 1,000% qualified to talk to. That's also the person who knew how to take care of herself, but wasn't taking the time to take care of herself. That's who I'm qualified to talk to. Sometimes I get caught up in the whole, I'll just call it what I call it in my head, but the Courtney Glazer syndrome. Like, do we not all want to live Courtney's life and have like this crazy, amazing, wonderful team? And I get that. I'm not qualified to have that conversation with someone yet. Right? But I do know who I'm qualified to talk to. And when I look at the concrete pieces of my team, none of my concrete chunks that have stayed here, like the sand is gone. The sand washed away a long time ago. My concrete chunks that are still here, none of them started because they wanted to build a business. None of them started because they wanted a free car. None of them started because they wanted a trip. They all were run down, worn out, afraid to spend the money, but took a chance on themselves. And so my point with all of this is, obviously, do what's working for you. There are going to be different times in your business where you're doing a phenomenal, talking about lots of money and lots of trips, and that is going to trigger some response to people. But I'm just basing this off of my past 8 years. The true solid pieces of Dream Team who have been here, who have come to us, who have stayed here, who have built, they just wanted to feel better. And me included, I just wanted to feel better. So think about that when you're working for a bonus. Think about that when you're working for a car or a trip or something like that. Yeah, there are going to be times where we're going to be like, you know what, sign your dog, sign your husband up, flip it to promoter, let's go. Like, let's check that box. But But the majority of the time, please think of the long haul for this, because you get paid more on customers than you do on promoters, right? You guys all know that, hopefully. You get paid really, really well on promoters who work the business, but not promoters who just do it for a deal, right? So just keep this stuff in mind. And if you find yourself in that moment where you're like, I'm going to scream if I don't qualify for this, I'm going to put my head in the sand if I don't qualify for this, or I'm going to be a loser if I don't qualify for this, reach out and talk to me. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you till I'm blue in the face. I have not qualified for some things. Hell, I've qualified for some things that I, looking back, was like, I didn't even enjoy that, but I had to qualify for it, right? So I did all the things that needed to do. So just think about this when you're building your company, because I think we lose sight of that sometimes. I love that Lavelle keeps us in the promos and keeps us in the excitement and keeps us going. And I am a huge check mark, fill in the, like, our little trackers. I love to see those things fill up. That speaks to me. But when I look at my big tracker overall, like my big life tracker, like, am I making the income I want for me, not just for a bonus, for me, not just for a trip? That's the tracker I want to be most focused on. And that's the tracker I want you guys to be most focused on. I don't want to see people, I will honestly tell you, some of the sand that has left, they left because they made great money and then no money. Or they left because it was just a constant push for, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to do that. So find your own style, obviously. But for me, I think when you're, in business, yes, we have a product that we represent, but we also, people choose you, right? Like somebody could know 20 thrivers, but they're going to choose that one person to work with. So think of that also when you're choosing people to work with, when you're choosing people to talk to about the product, or you're choosing people to talk to about the company, choose the people who you can communicate with, not the people that you have to push, not the people that you have to drag, all that stuff. So anyway, that's just where I'm at right now. I just wanted to make sure because the sentence that I said was quoted, which that's great, but I just didn't want anyone to take my quote of me building concrete out of context to think that I meant that everything up to this point was bad. It's not. We have a lot of concrete blocks. I just put some sand in the middle of some of them when I should have put more concrete blocks. So that's where I'm at. I hope that is helpful. I hope that this resonates with you guys when you're thinking, there are days where I berate myself because I'm like, how have I done this for 8 years and I'm not 200K yet? Well, that's how. I made some bad decisions. That's it. I pushed people. I bribed people. I bullied people. Like, I'm just, like, oh, you can do this, you can do that. I truly want to work with everybody where they're at. So I just want you to think about that next time you're like, oh, damn, I'm not 12K yet, or, oh, I missed that trip, or, oh, it's okay. It's okay. Because in the long run, that paycheck consistency will outweigh one. I would rather you earn so much money that you could take yourself on a trip 3 times a year than make poor decisions in your business to qualify for one with Lavelle. So be yourself and be yourself and be sincere. We all have learned so much along the way, what to do and not to do. Yes. And so that's just my old lady wisdom that I'm passing down from 8 years now. Just keeping your focus on the big picture, and letting those, like the little picture, which would be like the bonuses and things and trips, let the little pictures motivate you and kind of inspire you, but keep your eye on the prize. If you want to put your kids through college with cash, keep your eye on that prize. If you want to retire and build your dream home, keep your eye on that prize. All the other stuff in between is fun, and I totally encourage you to have all the fun possible, but keep your eye on the big prize when you are working this business. So that's all I have today, you guys. I'm super excited to be back here next Monday because it will be post Palooza. And like I said, please keep your head up, keep your ears up, listen for all the things. And even and obviously I think there's 8 or 10 of us from Dream Team going. We will do our best to share. Typically to do a lot of sharing. You can't do it in the moment because of the Wi-Fi issues and jazz like that, but we will do our best, I promise. But don't forget to, like, Maria's most likely there. Susan will be there. Obviously, Lindsay is going to be there. Please pray that Lindsay is there. Please pray for Gigi. This is cannot stress that enough. Yeah, and we'll just pick back up next week. So see you guys later. Bye.